Who hasn't heard of Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world and the face and the brain behind Amazon? The man is worth a whopping $186.7 billion, and that too after a hefty divorce settlement. Bezos' business acumen is legendary, evidenced by the success of Amazon, the Washington Post, and the many ventures that are a part of his empire. Bezos' ex-wife, Mackenzie Scott, has been a constant in global news these past few years. The couple first piqued public interest when they announced their separation on social media. Obviously, everyone was intrigued with how much of Bezos' net worth would Scott walk away with. After all, the man's personal wealth surpasses some countries' GDPs. The couple's divorce settlement was above and beyond the realm of normal. It made Scott the third richest woman in the world, with the addition of a staggering $38 billion. What followed was a real shocker. Scott has been giving away billions to charitable causes. While many high-profile personalities are philanthropists, Scott has taken the concept of giving to a whole new level, putting other billionaires to shame. In 2020 alone, she donated $5.8 billion. Continue watching to know more about the power couple, their relationship and its demise, and how it all went down. Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Scott were a formidable team. Together, they started Amazon, the beginning of their billion-dollar dreams. Their marriage lasted 25 years, and although no one knows the exact reason for their separation, the entire scene began unfolding in January of 2019, when the couple took to Twitter to announce their separation, calling the choice to part ways mutual. Their posts were so heartfelt, it was hard to believe they were moving on. Both of them looked back on their relationship fondly and made it sound as though their marriage was for the best, but now they were better off as friends. They emphasized the other would remain a close friend and a part of the family, and they would continue the journey together as partners and parents. The initial reception to their posts was mixed, with many lapping up the emotional story and others calling it out as a too-good-to-be-true PR gimmick. We'll never know how people would have reacted in the long run, since a day after the Bezos duo Twitter announcement, the National Enquirer began revealing details of Jeff's relationship with pilot Lauren Sanchez. Their initial teasers were followed by what were apparently Jeff's sex to Sanchez. They even claimed to be hoarding a cache of compromising selfies. The National Enquirer made its move, but Bezos wasn't in the mood to let them get away with it. The Amazon boss man took to Medium and accused the tabloid of blackmailing him with explicit selfies. AMI, the National Enquirer's parent company, answered Jeff's claims, saying it would investigate the matter. But the damage was done. People weren't buying Jeff and Mackenzie's "We're still friends" tagline anymore. Jeff was branded a cheater, and Mackenzie the victim. While we can't say for sure what the couple's reasons were to paint a pretty picture, their approach isn't a novel one. Amicable celebrity divorces are rapidly becoming something of a staple, with couples claiming they're parting ways on good terms and will continue to remain friends without any hard feelings. The increasing popularity of this trend is shocking and hard to believe because, let's face it, how many ex-couples do you know who are actually friends and parted ways on good terms? Continue watching to know the possible reasons why Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Scott decided to put on a show, painting themselves as a happy duo, just with changed dynamics. Before we move on, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if you're enjoying this video. Some such instance of celebrity-conscious uncoupling include Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin's separation, Larry and Lori Davies' unorthodox nesting approach after separation, and San Francisco financier Tom Steyer and Catherine Taylor's co-working goals after marriage. Although these exes seem to have moved on while co-working and co-parenting, no one can say for sure how much of this picture is true. Irrespective, these couples are setting an example of how separation can be handled minus the ugliness. While it would be ideal if you got along with your ex and the two of you remained friends, it's notoriously difficult to pull off. One can't deny that celebrity couples are willing to invest in such relationships, since they obviously have the added incentive to minimize the impact of negative publicity on their careers and businesses. In the case of Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Scott, Amazon is closely tied to the duo, and their fallout could damage the multinational's interests. So, for the sake of shareholders, it was in their best interest to control the narrative and portray their relationship as different yet stable, rather than the usual post-divorced drama. Despite the public opinion against Jeff Bezos after the National Enquirer story, we can't say for sure if his extramarital affair with Lauren Sanchez is the reason behind the divorce. Several sources close to the couple have repeatedly said the duo had already separated before Sanchez came into the picture. One source said Jeff and Mackenzie had tried to make their marriage work, but after repeated failed attempts, they separated. And it was only after the two had decided to move on that Jeff started seeing Sanchez. The same source also elaborated that the couple wrote their Twitter posts announcing their separation together. And it wasn't a narrative as much as the truth, no matter how unlikely it sounds. Perhaps the couple's incentive in not shaking Amazon's market position is the reason why people find their story hard to believe. After all, Mackenzie was instrumental in the e-commerce platform's success, even though Jeff is the face behind the brand. It was together that they started Amazon, and Mackenzie was the one who negotiated the business's first freight contracts. While Amazon was Jeff's brainchild as an online marketplace for books, Mackenzie was there every step of the way. Right from when the business plan was formulated, to the days of operating out of a converted garage, to the business's massive conference rooms today. Apart from corporate ventures, the couple also began charitable ventures in recent years. They established the $2 billion Bezos Day One Fund in 2018, which lends aid to nonprofits that work in the areas of homelessness, and established preschools for the impoverished. Mackenzie also established Bystander Revolution, an anti-bullying organization, in 2014. The Bezos' impending divorce also raised questions about Amazon's future. As per the law in Washington state, Jeff's assets would be divided to give Mackenzie a half of his fortune, which would weaken his controlling stake in Amazon. Not only that, Jeff Bezos has been the face of Amazon since its inception. A weaker stake would change the company's image sooner or later. There's no disputing that the divorce's timing could have been better. Amazon was already facing bad press in light of worker strikes and serious backlash for its expansion plans. There's no clear evidence to say the negative publicity hurt Amazon's business, but it was clear as day the company's face couldn't afford to be cast as a bad husband, or worse, a cheater. The repercussions of the National Enquirer's reveal into Bezos' relationship with Sanchez would have been manageable, if not for the sects they leaked. There's no denying they embarrassed Bezos beyond measure. The National Enquirer's story was such a personal attack, one can't help but wonder what the motivation was behind it. Deeper probing into the matter reveals links to the reigning president Donald Trump. It's no secret that Bezos and Trump share a difficult relationship. On the other hand, David Pecker, who was the CEO of the National Enquirer's publisher, American Media, allied with Trump. It is widely reported that the National Enquirer's parent company, AMI, made sure ex-Playboy model Karen McDougal didn't talk about her past affair with Trump. Considering the links, it is speculated that the attack on Bezos was politically motivated. AMI denied these accusations, stating it had investigated the matter and brought all evidence to Bezos' representatives. Whether Trump instigated the attack or not, he didn't shy away from taking joy in Bezos' misery. Although there's no concrete evidence, there are links that show the National Enquirer's piece on Bezos' relationship with Sanchez was done with the president's knowledge to curry favor. Amid the suspense and speculation, Jeff and Mackenzie's divorce settlement cleared the air about Amazon's fate. Mackenzie gave Jeff 75% of her stock in Amazon, along with voting control of her remaining shares. Looking back on the entire drama, one perspective that many missed initially is maybe Jeff and Mackenzie knew the National Enquirer's intent to reveal Jeff's extramarital affair. The couple's Twitter statements were just a day before the story was published, and while it did raise questions about the authenticity of their statements, the damage would have been far greater had they not have made the announcement first. Fast forward to the recent few months. Mackenzie Scott has taken her role as a philanthropist seriously since the divorce settlement, so much so that her extreme generosity has shocked many. Let's face it, even though a few billion won't exactly make her poor, how many billionaires do you see around who actually give their billions away? In the last 4 months, Scott has donated upwards of $4 billion to hundreds of organizations. She has acknowledged the pandemic's impact on Americans, especially women, people of color, and those who were already poor. What's interesting is, in her Medium post in which she talks of the pandemic and her effort to mitigate the worst of its impact, Scott pointed out that the pandemic has benefited billionaires, further increasing their personal wealth. One of these billionaires who has seen growing profits these past few months is none other than Jeff Bezos. Earlier this year, Scott donated $1.68 billion to nonprofits, community development initiatives, and universities. Then, she asked her advisors to accelerate their efforts so she could help people given the current circumstances. Her $4.1 billion worth of donations in recent months were distributed among 384 organizations working in the areas of emergency relief, support services, debt relief, and food banks. The story behind Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Scott's separation and divorce is steeped in speculation. Most of what is known of their relationship is conjecture. Either way, ever since the divorce settlement, both Bezos and Scott seem to be doing well in their respective fields. Bezos is engrossed, with Amazon flourishing as always, and Scott is busy with her pledge to give back to the people. If you enjoyed watching, please click on the like button and subscribe to our channel for more such videos. Also, don't forget to click on the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content.